Bang the table, see if it moves.
Object.
So we can play with our stress balls.
We know what we're talking about. We have stress balls. It makes this official.
Is this thing on?
Is this episode 2?
Yes.
Episode 2.
Part 1, probably.
3, right?
No.
Well, we had part 1, episode 2, military life before and after. We are back Thursday. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday. So, we have some more questions. What, is it Thursday?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So our first question for this week, Anthony Farce asks, how was life in Japan? And there was more to the question, but it was basically, how was life in Japan, is what he wants to know. And I was in Japan. You were in Japan. You were not in Japan.
Nope.
You were in Japan for a little bit.
I was in Japan for leave and during a deployment.
Wow. So I was in at Sugi. Where were you?
I was up in Misawa, which is an air base.
Misawa?
Misawa.
Where'd you go? Misawa. Where'd you go?
I honestly don't remember. It was the base that's like about a 45-minute train
You don't
ride
even
to
know?
Tokyo.
Oh, it's by like Yokosuka?
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
Yokosuka. He was in
that's what it
Yokosuka.
was. It was
So-
a Navy base, Yokosuka.
But life in Japan, I was there for a year and a half. How long were you there?
2.5.
2.5. You were there for like a couple months?
Yeah.
I felt like a year and a half was just too much for me. Like, I just got like, did you go out a lot and like do things
Well,
and
Misawa is
explore?
really remote. I did get to climb Mount Fuji, which was amazing.
I didn't climb Mount Fuji. Make sure you climb Mount
Yes.
Fuji. If you guys ever get to Japan, do that.
Use those MWR tours. They're
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
The
So
MWR tours are good.
those, yes, MWR.
No, I was laughing at him
And
with the
Tokyo
popcorn.
Disneyland. Tokyo Disneyland was pretty off the hook too. I wish I did more when I was there, because after I left, I was like, oh, I should have done something.
I know. I wish like I should. I didn't really. That was the thing. There's 2 types of people really that are in Japan. There's the people that go off base and like explore and do things, and then there's the people that just like. There's a lot of people that just stayed on base and stayed in the barracks and didn't get out.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't be those people.
Wherever you go, don't do that.
Wherever you go,
Yes.
don't do that. Especially on deployments. Don't be those people that like
Yes.
stay on the ship and don't get out and explore. Like get out of your comfort zone, you know.
Meet
and,
some
like,
new people, meet some
Yeah.
new culture, eat some good
Experience.
food.
I had,
Experience.
but I had some weird stories. Some weird things happened to me in Japan. I don't even know if.
Being a female blonde hair,
Right.
I totally stood out there.
Right.
And I had some African American friends, and we would go out to the mall together, and
You get a lot of
their
attention.
babies, oh my gosh, the women
It's like
would
you're
just,
like famous.
flock.
Ah!
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, a little change of pace.
Yeah.
Something else that I really liked, which a lot of people don't experience, is
Yeah.
the onsen, which is the public bath.
Oh.
And there's a lot of tradition behind it,
The
so
public bath.
you have to be careful not to make people
You
angry.
found one that allowed you to go
Yeah.
even with tattoos?
Well, up in Misawa, yeah.
If you have
They-
tattoos, that's a big thing too in
Yes.
Japan. They think you're part of.
Yakuza.
The
Because if you're with
mafia.
tattoos in Japan, they assume you're like with the Yakuza,
Yeah.
the mafia.
Yeah.
So like for me, for instance, I wouldn't be able to show any of these and go like I want to get into a club or get into a lot of places.
Right.
I don't have to
yeah.
cover them up.
But the onsens that I found, it was Misawa. It's a little more out of the way and like remote. So, and they were used to Americans. So,
Mm.
best place on earth, most
Hey.
relaxing. I miss it.
But yeah, overall, I don't know. It is what you make of it, I guess.
Yep.
It is a very different culture. So get prepared. It's
Good
a lot.
food.
Good-
Eat
very,
the food.
The food is good.
And don't tip the waitresses or waiters.
Yeah,
because
don't
that's
tip.
rude.
Don't
tip.
get drunk and act like an idiot because
Yes.
It's a
they're
national
very
thing.
respectful.
Yes.
No, because yeah, especially if you get in trouble in the military in a different country, it's not just you getting in trouble. It's like
It's the
you
military.
defaming. Yeah,
Yes.
you would get in a lot.
Respect
You're
the culture.
representing the U.S.
Yeah, so it's like if
Yeah.
you get in trouble, it's magnified,
Yeah.
like times 10.
Yes.
It's unreal. All right, so
Next question.
next question. This is one that people have been asking, and we're we know a lot about this question. So it's about the GI Bill.
Yay.
Lyricist for Life asks, how long does it take for you to get your GI Bill benefits after you're finished with active duty, and does everyone get a housing allowance? So, I don't even know where to start. Basically, how would you start? Just
So
talking about the
it's,
GI Bill.
it's time in service. Typically, you need to do 36 months of active duty and be discharged on a good discharge.
Honorably.
Yeah, honorably or good,
Mhm.
other than not bad.
Right. And you get 36 months.
You get 36 months of GI Bill benefits, which is 4 academic years. So
Mhm.
plan your college accordingly. Don't be
Mhm.
messing around, goofing off on changing your major 16 times.
Right.
And so once you have that, you get it the day you have your DD 214. It takes a couple days to process in the system, so the VA can't see that you're a veteran until the DD 214 has processed.
Right. So you'll get out whenever you get your DD 214.
You're off of terminal.
Off of terminal leave. Then you can start your GI Bill benefits either post 9/11 or Montgomery. And we here we recommend. I mean, I think personally the post 9/11 is
For
most
our
people,
school,
yeah.
it's the best deal. That or Chapter 31, which is voc rehab, which you typically use after your post 9/11 GI Bill.
Right, but the one that we like, especially for like you can go to a private school, you can go to state schools. It's the post 9/11 GI Bill.
Pretty much covers all your tuition and fees in most cases.
Yes.
And the housing allowance, and that's E5 with dependents based on where the school's located, their zip code.
So you get not only with the GI Bill do they pay for your tuition. So they'll pay for your tuition in full for any state school that you go to. You can also go to private schools. Now they'll pay up to a certain amount each semester, and that amount right now is.
So it was just released today from the GI Bill folks. It is $21,084.89.
So that is what the VA will pay for if you want to go to a private school. They'll pay that for the whole year. Now you might seem like for this school, for Cal Lutheran, that only covers one semester. So then there's a program called the Yellow Ribbon program, where the VA will have an agreement with your school and they'll pay the rest of your tuition.
Right. So VA splits the cost with us to cover the rest of tuition fees. So students here who have post 9/11 GI Bill at the 100% rate, because only 100% rate are eligible for Yellow Ribbon, they have all their tuition and fees paid here, and they get their housing allowance, and they get their $1,000 book stipend.
That's crazy.
They're able to live on, they can live on campus, have their books paid for, and tuition and fees, and have some spending money in their pocket.
Yeah, so look into not just state schools when you get out. Look into private schools too, because you can also do that. And with the post 9/11, like she said, you get a $1,000 book stipend a year, and then you get that E5 BAH every month you're in school. So for us in LA, in the LA area, it's around $2,000 a month. Question 3, Ross Forrest Berger. He says he scored high on the ASVAB. Nice. Good job. And everybody's recommending me to be a nuke. Should I do it?
Do you want to be a nuke?
Do you want to be in school for 2 years after boot camp?
The beauty of scoring high on the ASVAB is you have your choice of what you want out of what's available. So that's a good thing. Pick what you want to do. You don't necessarily have to work in something that requires a high ASVAB score.
Right. You have a lot more options with the high ASVAB than other people. But don't think because I always hear people asking if I fail, if I drop out of nuke, I'm just gonna go SEAL, or I'm just gonna go corpsman, HM, or I'm just gonna do FC. But no, if you drop out of nuke school, you're going wherever the Navy wants you. They can't guarantee you. They can't guarantee you anything.
Yeah.
They can say, a recruiter can tell you, oh, you can go corpsman if you drop out of nuke school. No, you're kind of at the needs of the Navy if you flunk out or if it's not for you.
Do what you're passionate about. If you like nuke stuff, go be a nuke.
And a lot of nukes that I came across, in boot camp, they were always the ones that were there's a saying in boot camp and in the Navy, it's don't nuke it.
Yeah, my buddy's sister-in-law's a nuke, and no, she's very smart. She did score very high on the ASVAB test, and no, she has common sense as well as book smart, so it's not necessarily. It's a generalization.
It is a generalization.
And I had a friend that scored high enough to go nuke, but went the CT route. So the whole CT communities, it's an interesting community, but it also has its benefits as well as far as clearances and job security when you get out of the military. It's interesting. So just kind of look around and see what you really want to do.
I mean, being a nuke, there are a lot of bonuses. There's definitely re-enlistment bonuses that you'll be looking at.
Pay.
Big bonuses, I'm talking I mean,
60G.
$40, $50, $60,000 bonuses to re-enlist as a nuke. Because that's the thing, it's hard to retain nukes. Because they'll go in, they'll do their 6 years, they'll do their pipeline, all their schools, and then they'll get out and get a civilian job paying 6 figures. So that's why, yeah, that's another good thing of being a nuke. But
one thing with a lot of these questions we're getting about rates is we can't answer a lot of those questions for you, like which is better. It all depends on you. What do you want to do? What job do you want to do, essentially, is what it is. Yeah. So, if you're going Army or whatever, it's MOS. But pick the job you want to do.
Coast Guard Chris is like zoning out.
It's a Navy question.
Navy. Alright, so that's gonna wrap it up for episode 2, military blah 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 blah. Military life English words before and after. So yeah, keep posting questions for next Thursday on our Facebook next episode. So yeah.